Good afternoon and wish you all a very energetic day ahead. Myself, Dr. Aruna Dogra, moderator for today's session, on behalf of Physical Education Foundation of India, welcome you all for PEFI Live Session 2.0. Energy is always in motion and we have to decide the direction. And PEFI has very gently decided the direction in which the energy of professionals will flow. As stated by King Martin Luther, and I quote, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. And if you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving. I unquote. And PEFI is practicing it by sharpening its abilities every day with the help of its supporters. PEFI Live Sessions journey has gone a long way in itself and inspiring many others to take a step forward. PEFI Live Sessions has empowered many to know their expertise and talents by this platform. A journey for exploring talents, expertise, and passion for physical education and sports is still on its way. Before starting to this session, I would like to remind you all, if you have any queries or suggestions, please share it in comment section during live session. Our experts and team will get your queries clear. Dear professionals, today we have with us Honorable Pro VC of SGT University, Haryana, Professor Dr. GL Khanna sir, as expert for the live session today. We also have a known personality of physical education and sports, Dr. Shinku Kumar Singh, to present concluding remarks. And we too have Mr. Parvin Kumar, Treasurer PEFI, to present vote of thanks. I welcome Honorable Dr. J.L. Khanna sir for today's session. I also welcome Dr. Shinku Kumar Singh and Mr. Parvin Kumar to today's session. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Esteemed gathering, I feel delighted and honored to introduce the esteemed distinguished speaker for today. Honorable Professor Dr. G.L. Khanna sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, SGT University, Haryana. Sir is also former director at Indian Institute of Sports Science and Research, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. Sir is also member of Prime Minister's Olympic Task Force for 2024 to 2028. Sir is also an immediate past president of Asian Council of Exercise and Sports Sciences, Vice President, BRICS Council of Exercise and Sports Sciences. Sir is also an executive board member, governing body of sports, physical education, fitness and leisure skills, Council, NSDC, Government of India. Our esteemed expert has graduated with honors in human physiology, Masters of Science in Physiology, PhD from Department of Human Biology, Punjabi University, Patiala. Sir has done advanced training in functional diagnostic in sports from Central University of Sports, Moscow. Sir has also done FIFA Sports Medicine Certificate course. Sir is having 36 years of working experience in sports science teaching, research, and preparation of sports persons. Also, having teaching and research experience in foreign universities, such as Associate Professor of Physiology in University of Science, Malaysia, Visiting Professor of Tsukuba University, Japan from 2012 to 18, and University of Pendidikan Sultan Idris, Malaysia, and also working on many joint research projects in different universities at present. Sir is also providing scientific support to Indian national team sports persons preparing for international competitions and talented children since 1982 for selection of talent and its development, and had provided scientific support to more than 20,000 athletes. Sir has also accompanied Indian team to Olympics and Commonwealth Games as a scientist. Sir has also worked for establishment of sports sciences and sports medicine centers in universities and medical colleges across India. Sir also worked as member steering committee for Commonwealth Games from 2008 to 10. Sir has also contributed in development of sports science and sports medicine education. Member of many prestigious professional and governing bodies of sports, recipient of many prestigious awards such as Appreciation Award by Asiad 1982 for contribution in organizing Asian Games, and many more to his credit. So is member of Academic Council, Board of Studies, Selection Panel, and also PhD examiner for many universities, and also member of Quality Assurance Committee, NAC. Sir is editor-in-chief, MR International Journal of Applied Health Sciences, an editorial board member and reviewer of many international and national journals. Sir has till date guided 8 PhD students in sports sciences, published more than 120 research papers in national and international journals. He has been keynote speaker for many conferences. So is interested in research areas on high performance physiology, hydration, nutritional supplements in sports, and performance analysis, and also talent development. Really, we today have a person with many more achievements to his credit. Viewers, today in our live session, Honorable Dr. GL Khanna sir will be giving futuristic approach of high performance sports science education. His talk will be a guideline for future of physical education and sports performance. I humbly request Honorable Dr. GL Khanna sir to commence with his talk. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Aruna and Professor Senku Kumar, Dr. Sharad, Dr. Tarun, my friend Piyush Jain, and other delegates, other participants in this seminar. It's really a pleasure to be with all of you, particularly on this PAFI platform, who the platform is really doing wonderful and has continuously delivering these educational programs, conferences, workshops to the society, and also brought new thoughts, new processes into the system through various government organizations, private and other funding agencies, and really mobilizing this physical education and sports throughout India, not only in India. Now it is extending, it's all branching to the various other countries also, and integrated the whole physical education people and working on the policy matters, really running from this side to that side. And it's really a commendable job you all of you are doing. And maybe I have also the somehow honor to participate with all of you in some or the other work. And it is really a pleasure to work with all of you. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I would like to just say that because of this now, the new government education policy has come and everybody has started thinking about the development and the new concept and new ways and innovative ways, particularly after COVID also, during COVID also, how the teaching will be done and what are the really change challenges before all of us in various disciplines. Particularly, we have to also think about this, what are the real challenges which are in the future coming in front of us in the sports education, sports sciences particularly, where I have little experience of working with the sports person and the coaches directly, indirectly. So we have to also think about that, how we should go about the development of new programs, new curriculum, and since a lot of universities are coming up, sports university in particular, which will be spreading the new knowledge to the society, which will be producing knowledge also through their research work, innovation, and other aspects. But are we just following the traditional courses, or we are thinking about certain new processes, new courses, new programs, and also the challenges that are we going with the new development of the technological side and the innovative side, where we are moving to that. And will have to discuss this in future and keep discussing. It may not be what I present, maybe all everything is included here. There are a lot of thoughts in the young generation, young minds, and that has to be also taken into consideration. Possibly, we will have more interactive session on this issue also, and see that we channelize our resources so that after 10 years who are coming out with this particular degrees, diplomas, they should be able to contribute to the society also, to the coaches, and also particularly my focus is on this topic is the high performance sports, how we really achieve the high performance sports. Mean the medalistic approach has to be also part of this whole system, but it cannot come alone that we only focus on high performance and other ignore it. It is a part and parcel of the whole sports ecosystem. We must also focus on this part. Can I share the slides now? Share the screens?
Yes, sir. Please.
So I just decided to discuss with Dr. Piyush and also that we must also have somehow discussion on this high performance sports science education what futuristic approach we should keep in mind when we plan it, and we must understand the present scenario also, what is going on around the world, where they are leading to, because it is a competitive world and we have to compete with the globally. We are not competing only nationally. So this education part, the knowledge creating part, has to be a part of the whole system of the sports performance, high performance also, where we are more concerned in the university system, in the college system, in the education system. And we have to just plan it that what should be the future of this high performance sports science education. We understand that it's a really a multidisciplinary approach to enhance the sports performance. We are contributing as sports scientists to increasing the knowledge, the method of application, the human movement studies, the physiological aspect, the psychological aspect, the mental development, the movement part, the motor development, and the various other technical part which are now coming into this whole sports sciences arena. We are not now a small that only 4 or 5 discipline which we were thinking that okay, we manage injuries, we just see the talent identification through some anthropometry measure or some other parameters. We just do some psychology counsel or some blood parameter we analyze or some movement.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Excuse me, sir.
please,
So your
please.
screen has not been shared yet.
Oh, it is not shared. It is, he said it
Yeah.
is shared. So how do we share it now?
So you
Tarun ji,
need,
please help.
yeah, yes please sir, ये green color का ना share screen करके option है आपकी
I
YouTube पे.
came here and
हाँ, आपकी जो presentation है जो खुली हुई है उसकी जा.
is it okay now?
Yes sir, इसको full screen कर दीजिए सर बस.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Perfect sir.
Okay, okay. So we have to just see that it is not only limited to this particular 5, 6 discipline which we started long back, and where we have to move to really keep a pace with the international or global education system also. If you think about the future of this in the education system, we started, of course, with the second industrial revolution. There was need of certain things, and we went to the in the 65s and 70s onward. We went to the computer communication revolution, and if you think about 2010 onward, there was an integrated system where biological sciences, where information sciences, where technology, nanoscience, they are growing in the field also, and we also we are developing along with them. We also have introduced a lot of subject of this technology during this particular period, but we are still in the infancy stage. We must also think about what is going to be in the future and how do we really consolidate that. Without creating the manpower, required manpower, it will not be possible to develop that system also and to give that feedback to the people, those who require that, even to the industry, even to the sports person and the coaches also. They are they are the takers from the science. They are part of actually science rather. If you think about this future athlete, it is going to be really we are not able to sometime imagine also that what they are making the changes inside the body out of this particular thing. They are really going to the molecular level, changing the genetic constitution even. They are also increasing even muscle mass is being doubled. I don't know. It is, we will come to that part also. The pain paths are being blocked by nerves so that they don't feel anything, any even fatigue also. They just keep continuing without feeling that pain also once they are performing. The muscle level, the skeletal density has gone up to the beyond our thought process also. Beyond the human limit also, they have taken it by variations, by modifying lot of mechanism, energy metabolic mechanism, the developmental mechanism also, and they are taking the advantage of those things. They are, even if somebody is injured, they have developed certain methods where they can immediately heal with the kind of fracture putty or some other methods. So we also have to keep at pace of that. The world is changing, really changing, and we have to be aware of those things. And particularly the technology, I'll not take more time on this technological part, but just go through these slides little bit. That sports technology is, there is no way we can escape this sports technology. We have to, whether we are teaching physiology, whether we are doing research with physiology, whether we are collecting some data on the sports person, the advanced technology has to play the role. And we must equip our young minds with the advanced technology also, which will be applied to the sports. And think about that, what all we can bring into that, what software we can develop, what hardware we can bring into this, what other mechanical, electrical, other technology also can be brought to the sports, where we can enhance the performance, we can achieve the performance through these technological changes also. Yeah, it may be some physiological monitoring or certain psychological. If you think about that, people are still having that, maybe they have gone beyond that level also. They are all auto tracking things are happening now, along with the graphics. Whatever movement they are doing, it is being tracked, muscles which are being used, the electrical signals which are being produced, how the accuracy part is analyzed, and immediate feedback is coming to the athlete and the coach, and they are analyzing on the spot, ratifying the mistake, and then giving feedback, and next session is better off then, and they are adapting the athlete for high performance athlete because of this kind of involving the technological advances. We all know now the sensor are really common. It may be EEG sensor, it may be ECG sensor, ECG, electrocardiography, electromyography, or other thing. But they have linked it with the actual situation also. If you think about that, how do you decide that which athlete has to do penalty shootout? They know now that if I can track his EMG, EEG sense through EEG, I can find out what is his focus, what is his concentration, what is his electrical activity going on in the brain. And based on that, we can take a decision. This fellow will be able to focus on this particular target, and even shooting also what deviation he can have it, or archery. These things are being applied now. And how much we are close to those, we may be little bit away from this part also. And again, we have to think about how do we really develop those particular technology and involve that technological into the main system. Even ocular sensor, that how well a player picks up the flight of the ball, they can just put up across this visual response, they can find out that, and the analysis can be done immediately through the softwares. The body temperature, which is very important to know, because if you think about Japan, we will be having a lot of, high temperature will be there, and people will be able to, they have to regulate their body temperature. If we don't monitor those aspects, we will not be able to regulate a lot of things in the human system, and the fatigue may come in. Hydration, we are not able to regulate without knowing the variation in the core temperature, and without knowing the heart rate and other aspect of physiological measure. They just swallow that sensor, and coach can monitor everything. And even that is software, indirectly they are computing that heart rate data, sweat rate, and the temperature. So they are able to again come to one conclusion, that this fellow needs better recovery now, or he can perform, he's moving to the heart, this fatigue side. So this can be regulated. So these technological things, we have now developed a lot of sensor in the wearable technologies coming. I told you thermoregulatory garment, they are able to control the temperature also, the sweat also, so that the dehydration doesn't take. Lot of potential is there in the industrial market also for this. The hypoxic training, we need not to go to high altitude sometime to go for that we thought this is proved fact, that if you go to high altitude, you can improve your hemoglobin, you can improve your erythropoietin, which helps us in the oxygen transport, and that improves the efficiency of endurance capacity of this. So how do you do it? If you are not going to high altitude, you can use this oxygen deprivation tent at your own place, and you can increase this performance of the athlete because of these physiological changes. Even they have developed certain kind of compression pad, the compression pads, they feel that it is, the person can improve the muscle mass with this kind of compression pad because it holds blood in the upper arm and thighs, and the fitness, the brain feels that they are not able to get it more training. So the load is again readjusted, and doing little less exercise, you can improve the muscle mass. Similarly, there are gene technological changes are happening. We can understand that part, and you can improve heart rate, cardiac output through this, brain increase in pain tolerance, kidney, erythropoietin through that. Erythropoietin can increase muscle changes, bone marrow, talent identification. We can do it through the gene. You see that how they have changed this bull into that, just blocking the myostatin in that, and the muscle grows like anything, and there is no regulatory part which will control the muscle development. Then even in human also they are trying, particularly in case of some disease condition, of course, not on the sports. We don't know now, but this can, we can engineer any metabolic thing also now. Genetics technology has engineered marathon mice. That marathon mice, it burns more fat rather than using the limited carbohydrate available in the body, in the muscle. With, they are using fat and they can run for hours together. So if you can change that metabolic thing from carbohydrate to fat and keep them running, you know, people can keep running for long distance also. So it is being done now even to improve the athletic stamina, sports stamina, or the endurance of the engine. This is similar thing. The other person has also done, Renald Evans of the Salk Institute of, he engineered this mice. He that burn fat, not sugar. So that one, if we know the process, what is the gene changes which need to do, so then we can also modify any and the gene in the human being also. So this hydration part also is very important. People have done now a lot of technological advances where you can just find out, and through electronic signal also, the sodium potassium concentration, the water level, hydration level, sweat glands, whatever, even excretion of lactic acid and other sodium potassium level, we can analyze through that, through the remote processes. There are then muscle sound technology has developed to the extent earlier we were doing certain muscle glycogen through muscle biopsy. Now they are doing it with the muscle sound technology. You can find out glycogen level of the muscle, which is very important to know. The muscle glycogen plays a great role in this. We all know that in the endurance part also. And there are certain non-treatment and non-drug treatment for enhancement of human performance. Even we can increase the rate of production of ATP with the help of ion pumping to aid in, that will help us in better recovery also and better utilization of this ATP in performance of the short-term events. So there are certain electromagnetic fields which if we change those fields, you will see that there is better recovery process through ATP resynthesis or ATP generation in the body. I will not go into this more detail of this muscle from carbon nanotubules. They have made it now artificial muscle from carbon nanotubules that contract, you know, that multiple 30,000% per second. Human muscle can contract around 20% per second. You compare it with the 20% and 30% per second. So you can just imagine if we can replace, if we can help the athlete in replacing some part of the muscle through these nanotubes, there will be a huge force which he can generate by your multiple activity or multiple contraction will be possible, and the force generation will be much larger than that. So these processes are ongoing. But what we mean to say is that if we know that the technology is going to play a greater role, are we really producing those researchers, those educators, those supporting people, sports science supporting people, those thought process, or those innovation ideas creators, the young generation, what they have to do in future? Or are we just sticking to the normal level of our educational, the whatever we were following, indigenous way of our teaching? If we remain there, I don't know whether we will be able to compete with the international level in future also. So what is that future of sports and exercise in today's world? This we have to really analyze that demand of sports sciences and performance consultation is, we all know that again, it is increasing. People want psychologists with them, physiologists, nutrition experts, physios, medical experts, and a whole team of this coaching of various coaching also, not that one coach, the part and parcel of their technical planning, tactical planning, goalkeeper, I need another one, the shot, the controller of that, everything is required separately. So we need to really produce those sports scientific mind people which will help them in giving them consultancy. And I feel that it has to be more of the athlete centric. Coach need has to be seen with that. We have to help them also as a scientific people to, so that a bigger domain can be created, a bigger circle around that coach can be created, and the more analytical approach can be given to the whole system of training and on a scientific way. Even increasing focus with the sporting world on achieving high performance standards is again required here. It will develop a better understanding of the response of the human body to exercise, training, and different environment, other stimulus. So we have to keep in mind what are the components which are required for improving the sports and exercise sciences. The components may be physiological, may be psychological, maybe at micro level also, maybe at the technological level, maybe at the other part of innovation which is ongoing in the worldwide. So we have to create this manpower in specific discipline with appropriate knowledge of sports sciences, with practical experience of that sports sciences, not only the theoretical experiences which will cater to the need of our current athletic force, the potential Olympic medal winner. Do you think that we have sufficient people with that kind of mindset? Or are we just giving on their demand, okay, I have some injuries, please treat me. They will come and treat us there to the athlete. But we need to really work with the innovation. What will be the edge point will be given to the athlete for better performance during the whole developmental process. We must think about small component. So those experts we have to produce and analyze the situation of the high performance needs also. So we all know that it is a simple thing that we need them, sports and exercise scientists, for training purpose, for nutritional, giving them counseling, giving them the real planning for the diet, and not only one time, it has to be a continuous process during training, after training, and a long-term planning with the periodization also to optimization of the performance from various angles. The most important is injury prevention. We should not lose. Still, we have the data that we are losing a lot of people because of injuries at younger age, and they are not able to continue the training load and then even continue the activity after a real different injuries level has gone beyond that control. Even the technique analysis, performance analyst, for that we need different expert. And of course we are doing certain kind of that, they need some psychological, motivational, stress and coping strategy experts, recovery experts, and now again more specific expert for long-term building up of the athletes. You know, our traditional models which we are still following, I don't know whether you will agree with me or not. We just take the student, high school student, school student, college student with wider perspective. He should have math, science, English, history, sport, language, and so and so subject. He selects 2, 3 subjects and goes into that wider perspective of those knowledge. At undergraduate, university level, what we are doing? Perhaps we are doing this little bit narrow, and it comes to the sciences or human science. I take as a human physiology subject, where my major will be human physiology and some other subject will keep supporting me. And in the final year, I may again narrow down to my exercise physiology field. But now I am going to the specialist side. from this English history to my human sciences, going to science side, going to exercise physiology and exercise physiology. And later on, if you ask me to do some kind of postgraduate, I'll be doing little bit broader physiology, but then come to muscle physiology or heart cardiovascular physiology. And I will do some project in that muscle physiology, will give some, and my specialization is now narrowing down to muscle physiology. And I'll prefer that I do my PhD also in that muscle physiology, and in that muscle fibers, I see that adaptation changes in red and slow, whatever fiber, ST and FT fibers. And my specialization becomes that I am the expert in fibers now. What is that? Are we having that kind of approach? And he doesn't think beyond that also. So we need to really think about that, whether a reverse thing is required for, because sports is a kind of a multiple disciplinary approach side. If I don't know about the technological side, if I am not able to understand the biological side in a more deeper aspect, which I left at the school level or undergraduate level, and the broadness, medical injuries, whatever biomechanical side, I leave it to some other people. I will not be able to elaborate my subject, my involvement in sports, and I don't know anything on the sports side. So how do I work on this muscle along with the coaches in that particular environment? So I'll be having limitation. Do we really follow this kind of model, or we should go for the kind of different model? We have to think about that part also. I'm not against this. We need this kind of very highly specialized people also, who will be deeply involved in the research side also. The high performance sports, the road to excellence side, if we have to go for that. The sports at the highest level of is, we must think that how do we really involve in a multidisciplinary approach, and make a make a strategy along with the multidisciplinary people, where we understand each other and make winning prestigious. Main aim is to have that winning medal at the highest level. So I need to really broaden the knowledge and go more deeper into my aspect, slowly into that, and give input to the athlete and the coach. Of course, for mass sports, a different requirement is there. Recreation sports is a different environment. Or educational side, we have to be much more broader. But here we are just discussing on the high performance sports, the specialists which are required for this, who should understand the computer also, who should understand the technological aspect also. They will be much better fitting into this kind of environment. What are the elements which are critical for high performance sports? We have to analyze really we have to go into that we must have adequate resources with appropriate targeting and prioritization to achieve quality results of that. We must prioritize that. We must target that. What exactly we need, we should analyze those situations also, and bring the right expertise in the right position. You know, the career or the achievement level, when he is reaching at the top level, if we put that a generalized people, or he is not expert, he doesn't understand that particular sports discipline, the expertise is very limited in that person. I think we are not putting the right position, right person. And are we really having those right experts, or large number of right experts? Are they being produced in the university? Possibly we may have to think about that first, analyze the requirement of those right person, and then educate them, give them practical exposure, give them a lot of experience in that line, and then put them into the place. Possibly those environment maybe we have to create in the high, in the university system, in the college system also. And integrated approach, I cannot work in isolation, which still I think sometimes we have not been involved in those, say, sports kind of eco environment initially. We have put ourselves at a later, very late stage. Was it really right stage where I didn't understand the real requirement of a high performance sport? Just through the experiences we were gaining some knowledge. So that integrated approach, people have to understand that what is niche, and that will come with the with the right training, right approach of education, and particularly practical approach of that. And in this high performance sports, we need a lot of resources also. You need to have real technical development of scientific labs, scientific system, and the latest advances in that. We are going to compete with those international experts. So we need to really create that in the environment in the university system, that those resources for training purpose are also available to the people, those who are young mind, and they have got experience of working with those equipment. I think still in the new university, upcoming university, possibly we will be having that kind of eco environment for students to develop and take practical experience on the latest technological aspect. And build a team of highly qualified staff, which will really be need of that hour. You know, in the IT sector, the people are now available because they are really linked with the industry sector. Industrial need, they are feeling it. Industrial need, they are analyzing it. And even whatever gaps are there, they are being trained so that they are into that particular industry at the right time, and they can really give their best at the younger, at the lower age even. The not at that, after that they come and have some experience and take 10 years to get that experience, to get that expertise. So we have to build that highly qualified team along during this process of our education on the high performance course. And the philosophical approach, if we think about that, it should be really athlete center. What are now we think when we just teach a person, a student in the high performance sport, that you will become a sports psychologist? What do we think? For whom? It has to be for the athlete development only. Are we really thinking, or we are making a generalized psychologist? Maybe that is one way, but then leading to that athlete, the high performance athlete, what is their need? We must have that kind of approach, athlete centered and the coach driven approach. This part we have discussed in the Olympic task force also, and the ministry has accepted that the everything we have to now shift our center to the philosophy that athlete centered, coach driven, and service supported, performance based. What are the challenges in this high performance sports in the path on the ongoing? If we are going toward that direction, of course, still we are not having the integrated approach of that. I don't know where we are lacking. The gaps have to be really analyzed. We have trying to find out those gaps, but still maybe the university system also has to be integrated with the whole approach, because education system, if it is not connected, the federations are not linked, the high performance structure is not linked with the education, even in the lower level of education also, where we start the sports science education at the college level, at the university level, or at the school level. People have to be really, we have to rethink or replan to integrate this kind of education to the high performance also. We all know now, even the highly qualified support service expert and quality coaches in the nation are still in the phase of that. We are thinking that we have to build up this team of very highly quality coaches, which will be able to take up the world challenges also. Still, sometime we depend more or less on the international experts. They are helping us in various ways. We have to have that kind of even education of the coaches in that direction. Possibly, we have to create that system. And are not we using that performance technically, which is very ordinary, which is very basic? We are still into that phase. Sometime I also think about that, which we started sometime in 82s, 84s. I don't know how far we have shifted to that, from that side to now the latest technology, but it is very rapid change in going on in the performance side now. The world has changed to that, the bigger system to a simple your mobile phone technology only. You can do most of your thing as a coach or as athlete from your mobile only. So, but are we shifted, or even analytical part also? The performance is on my tips only, or I can just store everything in my on my laptop or my mobile tech. But then are we into that system, or we are just depending on the indigenous system here? So that is a really path where we have to think of that. And the quality of national high performance system, where we need to work on the excellence, only excellence, everything, infrastructure to the supporting people, the coach, the supporting managers, high performance manager, they all have to have that thinking of excellence, and the quality should be of world class in them also. Lack of research and development infrastructure is, we as a university, we all know that what is that, the edge, how do you really find out the edge? It is only through the research, it is only through the knowledge creation, it is only through the deeper research which other people or innovative ideas which have come here, or in within our given situation, we have to find out certain solution. That is only through the research. Are we really going into that part up to that level that we have a high performance in each individual discipline has to be focused research, deeper research has to go, and that system has to come into the education system. If we or linked with the industrial also development, industrial growth also has to be simultaneously done. And the current education and development program for sports science professional focuses to make them expert in this. We have part, as we have discussed, that I am the expert in my muscle physiology here. I need to really work little more broader, possibly to integrate myself into the main high performance system. So the unsynchronized with the current the coach driven system if we have, or athlete centered system we have, we are not synchronizing our scientific structure, our technological advances, our the latest knowledge know-hows into the performance system. We have to really integrate that part. We have to have the coach driven system here, and study along with them what are the research area we should do it for you. We must consult them, we must consult athlete, what are their needs. If we can understand them, if we can find out those problems we need to solve as a scientific personnel in the university system or in the education system. And that is very, very lacking. And with multidisciplinary approach, if we do it, we join not only me, it is that the whole thing, if we do it, this particular umbrella, if we can find out what is that umbrella, a movement, the genetic side, the talent side, the other aspect of mental development, psychological, whatever, if we can create one umbrella and can find out one solution of this multidisciplinary, it will help him. Otherwise, coach has to ask, okay, what shall I do? This, his mind is having this problem. Somebody will say, okay, muscle, my movement is little limited, or this direction is not correct, or he strategically is not able to analyze the situation and take a decision. So his recovery is missing, his physiological system is little bit, hemoglobin is less. He is much more confused then. We must find out that integrated solution through our multidisciplinary approach. Steps to be taken to what all things we can do it for enhancing sports performance. Again, I will come to the multidisciplinary. Getting together is a beginning. Keeping together is in progress. Working together is really success. This is not my sentence. It's Henry Ford has told, and it is still this concept works in the high performance sport. The very critical analysis and monitoring of performance is very, very important. It is not one day, it is not once in a year, or I test after 6 months. The athlete has lost 6 months within that time. It is a regular, critically analytical monitoring of the performance of the athlete is very, very important. And the feedback system, not a delayed one, the urgently, immediately, and planning of that based on that in feedback, immediate planning and feedback to the athlete is required in that, so that we really can focus on our performance side. There can be some key stakeholders We have to analyze them. Maybe it is federation, maybe athlete, coaches, the other high performance people. Those we have to unite and have a common vision of achieving the success of the athlete in the long term and achieve some medals in that, high performance, Olympic or whatever is the highest possible expectation from that athlete. So the technological, we have to have academic, technological people, advances, whatever is going on, the faculty, the academician, the scientist, the coaches, and the institution. It may be industrial, it may be the sports institution, it may be the other university structure, college, school structure. We all have to join together to have a futuristic approach and plan accordingly the future of sports science education. We have to really, I tell you, we have to begin with that now because the government of India has also given us the new policy, education policy. We have to fit in our sports sciences education system into that particular with the new education policy. And there are really a great point where it is linked with the international side also, which we also should analyze and put our new system into that. In the future approach in high performance sports education, we must have somehow design or develop courses to train various manpower, which will cater to, I don't know, this we really need to analyze so beyond the traditional system of education, more deeper, more expertise in a particular area with a multidisciplinary approach. What all those areas are there, we may discuss that part, or I'll point out some areas, but then beyond that, one simple single edge can give us the performance also. As you know, the Australian have taken some edge in the swimming. We all know certain people have taken edge just changing those shoes. Certain people have taken some biomechanical parts. Certain people have taken some advantage with supplementation also, just food supplementation. So we have to also find out the niche, the edge, and that we have to train the manpower accordingly. The various course specialization in sports and exercise sciences, nutrition, more deeper we may have to go. Nutrition was just a planning of the diet, okay, for particular individual that you should take so many calories. But now if you see the nutrition, they are working at very micro, at genetic level also, even beyond that level also, finding out the individualistic need of the person. But that information has to be first trained to the the people expertise has to know those information also. They must be trained into that. The coaching science, the esports performance analysis, the fitness management, these are certain pioneer areas where we have to urgently think about those parts now. And are we really having those specialists creating for high performance? Again, I'll say it is generalized courses. We may have started, we may have begun, but the curriculum has to be aligned with the high performance still. And the competency level, who is actually assessing that they are competent enough to take up those roles, to take up those performance roles. That competency, I don't know, we don't have kind of a regulatory system here. We may have to again think of the curriculum which the student has been taught, are that meeting the minimum standard of high performance sports, or before we are putting him into the main system of high performance. The promoting industry-based sports education program, of course, this is very, very important. If we have to develop the technology, if we have to use the technology, if we have to market the technology, we also should have some kind of expertise in those high performance. The equipment which are coming here, are we just importing the latest technology? We don't know whether it will be useful for our population. We must think on that line also. The research should be mainly in the core areas which we really need. What a archery will need or what an endurance athlete will require, we have to go into that and give that kind of project in the student to the student also. Maybe the student should be involved at the little early stage, not after post-graduation or PhDs. that they will touch that. Before that, they must study those system also. That is where we are lacking. And I don't know whether we are accountable to anybody for this in the education system for high performance sports education. It is, it has to be, everything is accountable when we are putting money, when we are putting our time, when we are putting all our efforts, then we should be accountable also. Even teachers also have to be accountable into that. And the technology, of course, we have been discussing about that, but innovative methods to integrate sports education in the school system and in the adopt technology driven teaching models in sports education are, I don't know, this part is, we have to focus on that, that they become more of the sports heavy type of education, you know, in the initial stages only. If we are taking that, sports is actually, they are, we are isolating otherwise also. From fitness development also, people don't find time, children don't find time. They are not able to understand, even they are being kept away from the sports arena now because of the workload of the some kind of other subjects which is maybe it's more important for that time being, but ultimately they are not giving the experience at the right time. And how do you really develop those kind of expertise at later stages? The faculty should be highly qualified, which is a challenge also for us. We must have that kind of faculty in the education system. The teacher, you know, people give that, okay, the people, those who have got really highly experienced, they are going to the different direction. I will, even I will accept that we may be going to somehow better option, that is my administrative option, some good designation. But am I giving back to the students or developing that kind of manpower with my experiences? Still we have to think about that one, you know. Establish minimum standard to entry into professional prepare, who has to fit into this particular discipline, a generalized people or really expert has to come for taking training here? What are the prior need of that taking that education courses? And the specialized training of coaches in the area of high performance sports science is here. This one is very important. A link between the coaches and the scientists is depends upon the educational level of both the people. That I should, if I understand as a scientist, little bit of coaching side, and the coaches are also understanding the scientific side, then we can be much more closer and work together. But if we are isolated because of this educational gap, then there will be, of course, a gap will be there, which will affect the performance of the athlete here, because we are not able to impart the what is needed there. We are not having that kind of communication gap between, because of lack of education in this. And that's why, you know, the professional accrediting agencies are very important for this sports sciences education. Develop a system for, again, you know, you have to retrain the person after certain time because of advances in the system education. If I go back and see the future, if I don't know the computers now, the more software savvy, I will be out from the market, you know, because that advances, I have not been trained and I have not been informed, I have not been told, or even I am not keeping pace with those. So some system has to be there after 3 year, 4 year. Let's have whatever we say, it's faculty development, or again they have to certify that I am now again updated up to this level now. So those relicensing process for all professional, including the high performance, is very, very important for this. Developing research center, of course, Government of India has taken a lot of initiative, and I was a part of the team as a project director to start various center of education and sciences in 6 universities and 6 medical colleges, where Government of India funded them, and they are coming up nicely. They are giving master degree in various sports sciences, and of course high performance was major focus in those area, those universities, and possibly we will be able to do some justification for this research and creating high performance sports sciences manpower, not only through those universities, but there are other universities also which have taken up the lead for producing, for building up these research centers and producing high performance managers, high performance scientists, and even high performance expertise in the e-sports or performance analyst also. It's a beginning now has been made. So these newly established universities should expand their horizon and adopt more advanced and unique course in sports sciences. This is my suggestion. If we are really going to that, we have to go beyond the traditional courses and think that what all, even advanced small duration courses also possibly, we may have to keep giving to the people, those who are working with the high performance sports. So let's do this the future possibility in the academics, new programs, and the teaching methodology, and the institution, what the institution should have it. Start with the universities and academic system. Their academic system has to continue to produce single discipline sports sciences for the high performance sports industry, the traditional with multidisciplinary approach. That should be a kind of academic program. New programs should be industry relevant. We must have somehow close coordination with the industries and also with the federation here, the takers, the who has to take up our information. The people, those around us has to be linked with us. Otherwise, we are again spoiling our time, also wasting the time. The teaching methodology has to be again up to the mark, also more practical experience in the development of sports sciences syllabus for these courses which we have started in those 6 universities. The main focus was that we must have 60 to 70% of the practical along with the internship. People, the students or postgraduates should work in that particular environment and should have that always throughout their 2 years. They should have 70% work which should be related more with the practical. The information theoretical knowledge has to be much more imbibed at the undergraduate level. So possibly that approach will help us. And this is what the pedagogy is also important. How do we really impart that particular, even one practical also, with which method of this teaching method we are using, and the curriculum, what all curriculum we are, and how do you assess it? How do you really find out that this he has learned that effectively you will be able to use this skill, that skill, what all skills were required, and he is now perfect in those. And the institution has to meet the industrial demand, and then the paradigm shift has to be there to, as I told you again, to the sports sciences multidisciplinary approach, and that has to be considered with the partnership approach possibly, or they have to work closely with the elite sports, bring those closeness in. We are working on some performance analytics here. I started our graduation program now in the performance analysis in collaboration with the university, the National University of Sports, Ukraine. I have taken some model from them on the performance analysis, which is little bit elaborated here, but then that we are now integrated into our system of BSc also, and they will be also helping us in developing this performance analytical system. But this is how I think we have to integrate with the world institution where they have already expertise, and then those expertise has to be transferred from here and transferred to the student level, undergraduate level, and the other postgraduate level. So this, but performance analytics has got a huge scope now in future. How far we are now having courses, which I was feeling a little gap in that and wanted to start in the National Sports University also. And we were having little bit now delay is there, but then post-graduation courses, they will start. But in my university and the present university, SCT University, we have been able to take up that part in collaboration with the in the Sports University of Ukraine. This is really to get some expert who will be immediately doing with the highest possible technology to develop game plans, to develop this. For example, it is in football, which is opposing fullback, how it should be positioned, how it should be movement should be regulated. what should be the opponent, what are the opponent weakness and those strong points. And there are other biological monitoring also. A performance analyst can integrate with the into the whole system and find out the solution and plan it also in consultation with the coach and support this coaching side. Oh, yeah, this all of you now know that yesterday one of my friend was discussing that the government has taken a lot of initiative. National Sports University is one of that. State governments also have come up with various universities. National Center of Sports Science and Research. Under this scheme only, I was telling, we are also establishing Indian Institute of Sports Science and Research, which is renamed as National Center for Sports Science and Research in Delhi. National Center of Sports Coaching. LNIP, of course, is the old system. They are also coming up with the latest technology and advances in various education system and giving the direction to various other institutions also to go into the latest part. The various schemes are there where we need to now both the things have to be integrated, institution and the various scheme of development of high performance sports. That gap should be filled up, scientific gap, along with this institution and other institutions also, that we must integrate. How do we do it? It is our, again, the challenge. This is very important to know. Artificial intelligence is playing a big role in all the aspect of this. How much it is coming to the sports. It is in our Indian system here. It is revolutionizing the sports and elevating it to a whole new level. That is, before that they are able to analyze the situation through this artificial intelligence machine. In that, we also have to incorporate that. How do you handle the large data? Data analytics is a major field coming up in the industries, in the machine, other system also, and machine learning is one more important area. This, I think, we also have to see that the sports technology is brought in a bigger way, and it's very urgently required, where we use the latest information technology and the data. We can handle our data with this new methodological approach and put into practice for the development of our sports person. These all, the planning of the ministry was done in this, that what all subjects we should take up at the higher level, and the BSc in sports sciences, sports engineering, management, medicine, sports therapy, and other aspect of that. The various subjects were classified, but I think still we must review this, that specialized part has to be again made more into that, bring more into this, and maybe a short-term courses possibly will help us in giving much more specialty into that. But major areas are there, focused area or the advanced areas have to be brought into the system also. And technological advances, which is really still it is not coming, that has to be brought into the whole education system. I won't go into that more detail of that. The reforms which have been suggested in this new education policy 2020 now, it is the Indian higher education is really being organized and remodeled to meet the international requirement. And from the point of view of leadership and management, the quality part has to be world class, which has to be assured at different level. The accountability part is the another system has to be there, that whosoever is taking up this issue, he has to be accountable also. Industrial coordination, relationship with the industry, requirement of that has to be first prioritized, and we have to see not only that, advanced technological advances has to be studied by by the university or the academic environment, and has to be linked also. The international collaboration to get those edges, those knowledge also has to be shared, and we must share that part and see that our quality also improves, so that the international people, they can come here and study in our environment and help us also, and we can exchange the information. The teaching methods have to be world class again, and particularly nowadays this online education is major challenge which is coming, and it has a huge market also. We also have to be imbibed into this online education system, and it will play a major role in the coming future because of this COVID situation. Now we can say the transformation is already on. Government UGC have also accepted that it has to be 20, 30, 40% possibly online system only. So we have to develop that technology. Sports science is also a part of that, has to be through that system. And how do we really approach the people, those who are sitting at remote places? They also have to be educated. Even our athlete, younger athlete, through online system, they can be taught also. And the collaborative approach, government in this Indian education system, industrial interaction, knowledge acquisition, managing and applying that knowledge. That is another very, very important, that continuing development of new knowledge, which is sports. And we have been discussing this. What are the real core areas, core skills, which a mind should develop, a human mind or human thing should develop? The teamwork and collaboration, critical thinking and problem solving, independent and continuous learning. Lifelong learning is another part, that is most important required. The communication system has to be very, very effective because it is the international world. We are globally, we are thinking now. The innovation, again, this is very challenging for India. If we lag behind that, we will be always importing our technology. Rather, we should be able to give that the innovation part, and should be able to take that lead in that technology also. Information, the media, this will play a bigger role now. The intellectual skill, this is another part. Our intellectual skill should be much higher as respect to as compared to the other. This is where the edge will come in the sports also. We must think about that, how to develop that intellectual ability in the human mind also. So there are various things which are ongoing, and we must link up with the sports sciences curriculum with the new approach also. And I'm really thankful to you for sparing this time for me, and hope participants may have some questions. But I'm not saying questions. I'll share your ideas. Let's give it a shape to this particular sports sciences country and in the global world. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your alluring speech and talk on futuristic approach of high-performance sports science education. With your expertise, we are surely going to get more medals in 2024-28. I hope participants of today's live session must have got an idea of a future of sports sciences and had developed a curiosity in mind to know more. I hereby see that there are no more questions, or actually you have already cleared the role of new education policy in our field, which was asked by many of the participants. So I hope the idea is cleared to the viewers now.
Thank you.
And I thank you once again for helping viewers in clearing their ideas. Dear participants, if you still have any queries regarding today's topic, please leave your questions to the comment section, or you can mail us on email ID provided during the session. I once again thanks Honorable Dr. J.L. Khanna sir for his talk.
Thank you, Dr. Aruna. Thank you.
Dear colleagues, let's get the ball rolling. And for that, we have with us today another personality on the panel, a well-known name in physical education and sports field, Dr. Shinku Kumar Singh, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Physical Education, SRTM University, Nanded, Maharashtra. Dr. Shinku Kumar Singh is BPE, MPEd, MPhil, PhD in Physical Education. He has also done PMC along with Diploma in Yoga and Diploma in Computer Science. He has cleared NET twice. He is recipient of many awards such as Young Scientist Award 2007, Scientist Award in 2015, State Level Teacher Award in 2015, and Innovative Research Award in the year 2018. His subject specializations are sports biomechanics, health education, and he's a man of research with 3 major research projects completed, 34 MPhil scholars and 11 PhD scholars awarded under his expert supervision. Dr. Shinku Singh has presented and published more than 100 research papers in India and abroad. He is member of various bodies of universities such as Chairman Board of Studies, member in Senate, Board of Studies, BOEE, BOSPED, many more. He has delivered more than 100 guest lectures in various universities and institutions. He is also the Vice President of PEFI and also Chief, International Journal of Physical Education, Sports Science and Health. An expert with many more achievements to his diary, I now invite Dr. Shinku Kumar Singh to present concluding remark for today's session. Over to Dr. Shinku, sir. Over to Dr. Shinku, sir.
Hello?
Is he present? Yes. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me, madam? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You are clearly audible. Please go on.
Okay. So thank you very much, Dr. Dogra, madam. So first of all, it's my pleasant duty to sincere my thanks to Physical Education Foundation of India, Piyush Jain ji, for giving me an opportunity as chair this session. Actually, Dr. Khanna is a veteran leader. He is one of the biggest physical education and sports personality in India, not in India, even in a world level. He is a global physical educationist. So he delivered a lecture on futuristic approach of high performance sports science education. Before that, so I heard about Dr. Khanna sir. Dr. Khanna sir is a Bhishma Pitama of physical education in India because during the introductory sessions, our friend Dr. Dogra cannot explain about his citation. Actually, the research quality is assessed or evaluated on the citation base. So Khanna sir has only one personality of physical education or sports in India that who have more than 600 citations under his credit. So why? Actually, I shocked and I don't know what is the reason behind that. That government of India not giving a Padam Shri Puruskar or Padam Vibhushan Puruskar to Khanna sir because his contribution is very huge. He is also team member of Olympic Task Force, which appointed by our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji. So, in addition, I would like to conclude in his lecture. So that his lecture was a futuristic approach of high performance sports science education. So, friends, you know very well. So, the poor performance of Indian team at international or Olympic level is well recognized. India cannot perform better in Olympic or ASEAN, even in the Commonwealth Games. Even in international other events, India has also a poor performance due to several reasons, which was pointed out by the Khanna sir. So this is very true. So without in Indian team players have a good fitness, no doubt, good strength, good endurance, good speed, good coordination, and other factors which is related to the sports performance or sports performance affected by the players. So here, sir pointed out that how the scientific approach or how the technology that enhance our performance, enhance the performance of Indian team. So if you are considered in the football, so football is one of the popular sports in the world. Our population is 130 crores, but at the international level, our number is behind upon 100. Even in Indian football teams cannot come in under 100 place in the world. So in hockey, India cannot defeat the Germany and Australia, but in the past, our past record is very good. India has got a 8th medal in the Olympic in hockey, in table tennis, in lawn tennis, even in swimming. So several sports, India has a poor performance in the international level, but satisfactory in the chess or cricket. At the international level, India has a good place or good track record of success in cricket. So, sir, here pointed out, so how the scientific knowledge or how the use of technology that enhance the performance of Indian player at the international level or a national level. So he also correlate that the sports biomechanics, sports medicine, exercise physiology, that even other things, sports nutrition, that how they useful for enhancement of the performance. Second thing, sir also pointed out that in our country, India is a lack of infrastructure in every state, in colleges, in the universities, lack of infrastructure at a national level sports institutions. So, sir pointed out everything. If we adhere this point, we think about this point, we we also consider his suggestions about the sports performance. Definitely, India will be perform better in the future at the international level tournament, especially in the Olympics. Definitely, India will win the several medals in Olympics. So the regions that the Honorable Prime Minister of India has include his name in the Olympic task force. Definitely, under the guidance, novel guidance of Khanna sir, India will be perform better in future in Olympic and ASEAN or Commonwealth level. Even so, the Physical Education Foundation of India is working for the development of sports in India, not only in India. So, Physical Education Foundation of India is working to enhancement the sports performance, enhancement the level of physical education in India. Physical Foundation of India is not a money-making NGO or organizations in the sports. Physical Education Foundation of India is dedicatedly associated with our nations. So always, Physical Education Foundation of India organizes several conferences, several lectures, and several effort has been taken by the government Physical Education Foundation of India to enhancement of performance in the nation. So actually, we know very well Khanna sir is a very big personality. No one can ignore his contributions, his research competency. Sir also pointed out in his lecture. So there is a poor quality of research in sports in physical education that may also be one of the reasons that India has a poor performance in a international level. So, sir, your lecture was wonderful. I thank you for your expertise guidance, which is very valuable for every person, those who are related to physical education or related to sports. So, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you, sir. Chinku. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Aruna.
Thank you, Dr. Shinku Kumar, for your specific concluding remarks, sir. Friends, our words are not enough to express the gratitude towards those who has made this session a success. Still, we have to say it in words at present, and for that, I invite Mr. Parvind Kumar, Treasurer PEFI, and working as physical education teacher in a prestigious school of Delhi, Navayug School, to present vote of thanks. Over to Parvind, sir.
आप सभी को मेरा नमस्कार। आज फिजिकल एजुकेशन फाउंडेशन ऑफ इंडिया के लाइव सेशन में उपस्थित डॉक्टर जीएल खन्ना सर के द्वारा हाई परफॉर्मेंस स्पोर्ट्स साइंस एजुकेशन टॉपिक पर सर ने बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से हमें और हमारे व्यूअर्स को समझाया। मैं सर का धन्यवाद करता हूं। साथ ही आज के हमारे दूसरे गेस्ट डॉक्टर शिंकू कुमार सिंह जी ने एक छोटे से निष्कर्ष के माध्यम से हमें बहुत ही सरल भाषा में समझाया। मैं डॉक्टर शिंकू सर जी का भी धन्यवाद करता हूं और आज के कार्यक्रम की कोऑर्डिनेटर डॉक्टर अरुणा डोगरा मैडम जी का भी धन्यवाद करता हूं जिन्होंने आज एक अच्छे सेशन का आयोजन किया। साथ ही पैफी के संयुक्त सचिव डॉक्टर शरद कुमार शर्मा और डॉक्टर तरुण शर्मा जी का भी धन्यवाद करता हूं जिनके अथक प्रयास से यह लाइव सेशन हमें देखने को मिल रहे हैं। पैफी के राष्ट्रीय सचिव डॉक्टर पीयूष जैन जिन्होंने इस मुहिम की शुरुआत की और डॉक्टर शरद कुमार शर्मा जी के साथ मिलकर इस कार्यक्रम को शुरू किया, और टीम पैफी जिसमें हमारे डॉक्टर चेतन कुमार शर्मा जी, डॉक्टर शरद कुमार शर्मा जी और डॉक्टर अरुणा डोगरा मैडम, डॉक्टर अमृता मैडम और उमाशंकर भाई, इन सभी के प्रयासों से आपको यह लाइव सेशन देखने को मिल रहे हैं। हमारे पैफी लाइव सेशन के सभी व्यूअर्स का भी मैं धन्यवाद करता हूं जिन्होंने इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाया। अगर आपकी कोई भी क्वारी या सजेशन है तो आप हमारी मेल आईडी पर हमें भेज सकते हैं। एक बार पुनः मैं आप सभी का दिल से धन्यवाद करता हूं इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाने के लिए। धन्यवाद।
Thank you.
Thank you, sir,
Thank you.
for vote of thanks. And now, on the behalf of Physical Education Foundation of India, I thank all the panelists for being part of today's live session. I would also like to thank viewers for their active participation during the session. I also thank technical team for uninterrupted session. We end our session over here, friends. Thank you all for your patience. See you all in next session next week. Till then, goodbye. Be safe, be fit. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.